Hey everybody, welcome to cooking class today. So today we're going to be making some aprium jam. It's called aprium because these fruits here are the ones, remember from the last video, that I socked and put everything around, but these are the fruits of my labor. And so I have an abundance of them, and so a lot of times what you do when you have an abundance of something, especially with fruit, a good thing to do is make like a jam or something out of it so you can keep it for a long time and make sure that it doesn't go to waste. I mean, or you could just eat it, but you can do a lot. I have a ton. You can make a pie, you can do lots of things, but today we're gonna make jam. They're called apriums because it's a mix again of an apricot, which is apre, and plum, which is the So aprium. That is what an aprium is. And so, like I said, today we're going to be making a jam out of it, and I'm going to be using my Instapot. It's the first time I've done this, but it should be interesting. I think that from what I've seen, you can do this on the stovetop. You can do it a lot of different ways, but it's a lot faster when you have a pressure cooker. It just kind of it really speeds up the process. So it's kind of fun that way. So the first thing you want to do when you get started on your jam is you want to take a plate like this and put it in your freezer, because you want to do a test at the very end to make sure that it's set up the way that you want it to actually be set up. And so you want a cold plate because everything in there is going to be very, very hot. So you have a nice cold plate to cool everything down, and then you'll be able to see, because you want it to have that jam stickiness to it. So the first thing we got to do when it comes to this is we're going to have to break down these apriums. We got to pit them. The wonderful thing about these is that the pits actually come out very easily. Some fruits, it takes a little bit longer, but because it is a combination fruit, it actually makes the pit come out a lot easier. So what we're going to use is we're going to use our paring knife, which is this small knife here, and it just makes it a lot easier to kind of cut through everything. So let's get started. Now there's going to be little imperfections because things as it comes off the tree, you want to get rid of those little spots. So we're going to cut those off first. And it's not on every fruit that you have those. It's just on some. There we go, and that's it. I'm going to take those pieces, we're going to throw them out. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pit it. So we're going to cut down the middle, going to go around it, and there's that pit right there. So we're just going to get rid of that. Falls right out. And then the best thing to do is when you're cutting something, since you already have it cut this way, you just lie it flat. Makes it easier to cut. You don't want it to roll around like this, because then you can cut yourself, as opposed to this, which is a lot easier. And then we're just going to break it down into small pieces. So I just kind of cut mine into fourths. Oh, sorry. And then we're just going to cut through 1, 2, 3. Turn it to its side. And we go 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Nice even cuts, and that's what we want. When we go to our next one, we look at it. Not bad. There's nothing that's really imperfect, but what does it have? It has a little bit of the stem that's still in there. We want to get rid of that. So we're just going to kind of cut around it. Actually, I'll just cut this part off. And we'll take care of that. Now it's gone. We don't want to eat that stem. That would not taste very good. Now we need to pit it. So again, we're going to go around and around and around. And boom, there's the pit. But again, these things fall out easy. Right in the garbage. And again, lay it flat. And again, what we're going to do is cut it in just 1, 2, 3, 1. Now it depends on the size of the, which piece you get, how many times you actually want to cut it. But then it's really easy just to kind of go through and just chop them through. You want a nice sharp knife. If your knife's dull, it's going to make the process go a lot longer. But luckily, this one's a nice sharp knife. Move this over. And it's about, what we have is about 2.5 pounds of fruit that we're going to be doing. See, this one's nice, nothing wrong with it. So that's what you want. You want 2.5 pounds of fruit. And then I will show you everything else that we're going to add to it to make it taste like a wonderful jam. Oops, something stuck to it. Oh, we don't want that. I don't know what that was. Again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And one thing you don't want to do, you never want to put your finger on the knife like this. You kind of want to hold it like this, or kind of, hold it boldly in your hand, but don't put this there. It doesn't really help. And if you want to ever become a chef in a kitchen or something like that, that is something the chefs will look for, and they'll say, hey, I shouldn't be doing that. You've got to stop that. Ooh, another nice one. So again, we're just going to go around, and around, and around. And then just let the pit, you can just pull it right out. Like I said, with some fruits, you have to cut through in order to actually get to that, in order to get to the pit to get it out. We're lucky, because the apriums, I don't know, I think it's just because it's a combination fruit. Because, if you think about it, apricots are a lot furrier on the outside, kind of like a peach. They get really kind of furry. Whereas when you combine it with these, then what happens is you get this smooth sort of, and so you don't really have to, do much with it. And it's crazy because, the last couple of years that we've actually had the tree that grows these, we've got nothing. For some reason this year it's different. I don't know why. Oops. I don't know that. Okay, there we go. But we got a bounty of them. And we keep chopping. We go through and through and through. Now I've got a bunch more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and then I'll come back to it just so I can get through everything, and then I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, so I'll see you in a sec.